When was the last time you saw strengths around you? Here are some examples. Remember a time when you saw a kid that was trying to solve a problem and was able to solve it? How excited he was. Have you ever noticed how a mother takes care of its kids? A father too? Have you noticed how sometimes a CEO of a company feels very strong by a new product or a new service that they're doing? Or have you noticed sometimes an activist standing up for what they believe in? These are examples where you can see strengths in people. And you know what? The more you can see strengths in others, the more it means you have strengths in yourself. Because only with the self-actualization can you see in others their strengths. And we need to acknowledge the strengths in others, because the more we can see the strengths in others, the more we can visualize it in ourselves. And that's one way for us to become stronger. Because if we are surrounded by strong people, strong mind, strong physically, emotionally, the more we have examples, the more we have role models in our lives. And that is very important. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alain Faber, and you're here in a 10-part series on health. And in this series, we're looking at the best ways for us to feel and be physically healthy, mentally healthy, and also emotionally healthier. So keep that in mind and stay with us for what's coming. When I think of strengths in an individual, I think of my grandmother. My grandmother had 13 kids. Think about that. That's a big family. And when I talked to her a few times about how it was, and I remember her telling me that she had half of her kids at home and the other half in the hospital. And I was wondering why that was. And she was saying that back in the days when the family had money, they would go to hospital to give birth. And when they had no money, they would stay home, and the midwife would come and deliver the baby at home. So it makes a difference, because some people may feel that life is a bit easier now. Another great person I look up to is a personal trainer of mine, that is Chris. And I love what he does, and I see him as a very strong person. Not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. And the reason for that is his strength is what he's achieved so far. It is the journey that led him to where he is right now. It didn't happen overnight. However, his strength of personality and perseverance, and his willingness to push everybody else around him to be the best they can be physically, is commendable. And that is an example of a strong person. Strong person has the ethic and the consistency to make others look up to them. And as role models, they can help us become better. We tend to sometimes forget that role models are important. I'm not talking that you have to look at the bodybuilder that are going for contests, or if you're talking about the, let's say, a guru that is meditating 8 hours a day. I'm looking at the idea that we're all here, human beings on the planet, doing the best we can and wanting what's best for the world. And that we can do it. For that, we need strong people, and you are part of our community, and we're part of strong people. For today, I don't have 3 tips for you, because I don't want you to look outside of yourself to be stronger. I want you to look inside. So I have a call to action for you today. I want you to take your journal, and in your personal journal, I want you to write down a story where you felt very strong. You felt that you could do anything. And the reason why I want you to do that is I want you to also give details on how it felt to be strong. Because if you can think and reflect on how the feeling of strength is, I want you to be able to visualize it, so that the next time you have a project, the next time you have a goal you need to achieve, you'll be able to visualize succeeding in achieving it. And the best way to make sure that it happens is to visualize you having done it, but also feeling the strength of the journey towards it. Because when we visualize, we can say, we can just have a mental image, but if you can actually have a mental emotion on supporting what you want to do, you'll be able to achieve it even better. So here's a story of when I felt very strong, and it is last year when I was able to go through a journey to lose 30 pounds. I felt strong every day for every little steps that made me healthier. So it's not the end result that was the most fantastic part, but it was the journey to know that I could do it and that I was getting better. That gave me strengths to encourage others, strengths to be there for my kids and my students. And it felt very amazing. Give me the courage to focus on other projects of mine, to be strong, to make sure that the world becomes a better place. So you see, by feeling strong in one area of life, you'll be stronger in all aspects of life. And that is, I think, a great place to be. I'm going to put here on the side the link to my playlist to my best life journey on health, on this be healthy, be consciously healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow to my next video.